Hey y'all, and welcome back to Heretics Bible Study. We've been looking at a make-believe version of the Bible story. Woman created man. Adam, he never desired Lilith. It was always Eve. He followed her when they got kicked out of the garden, but it was too late. In this make-believe world, it was too late. Eve was attacked by Typhon, the serpent. And from that violent union begat Seth. Egyptian myth always says that they are one and the same. In our story, they are father and son. We know him as Seth. Eve's son is Seth. Seth with the H. The H, when we see it on a name in the Bible, like Seth to Seth, Abram to Abraham, Sarai to Sarah, to Sarah. They all have that inclusion of the H. The H is representative of the Deus Ex Machina, if I said that right. Deus Ex Machina. It's this intervention that with otherwise, it's a divine intervention. This third son of Adam and Eve, through whom the genealogy, this royal bloodline continues. Or, well, yeah, starting with Adam and Eve. In our study, though, it began with the color red, and now we're talking about Typhon. Seth has an interesting story. In some traditions, the formal study of Gnosticism is known as Sethonian Gnosticism. And that Sethonian refers to Seth, this third son of Adam and Eve. It said he had something like 23 sons and 33 daughters. Like, he got out there. Now, this association with Gnosticism, Gnosis is to know, it's knowledge. And that brings us back to the tree and the serpent. The serpent tricked Eve into eating this fruit. And now her curse is your desire will be for your husband. Okay, but now, the Bible. We often wonder, if the Bible is true, where are these wondrous giant trees? And, you know, we know about the redwoods, but go bigger. And now some people are starting to show that, hey, doesn't the Devil's Tower over in Wyoming, doesn't that look a lot like a tree that's been cut down? Doesn't this mountain, doesn't that mountain, almost all the mountains look like a tree that's been cut down? So we have these chopped down giant tree trunks, but still, we want a location. Where is the tree? Where is this tree? Where's this tree of knowledge of good and evil? Well, because it was in Eden. Where is Eden? Because at the center there were two trees. Not just that tree, there was also the tree of life, the uneaten fruit. I wonder why. I wonder why they didn't eat that one. Well, mystic traditions say that this tree of life is within us, within you. It's the chakra system, the Sephiroth, the Kundalini, your sexual awakening, Again, bringing us back to Genesis 3:16, your desire will be for your husband. The first man, Adam, was red, the lowest vibration, the first emanation of light. But now, us humans are chimeras made up of all of these different colors of lights. Just red at the bottom, this basest, where actually your sexual desire lives. Let's read about it. The root chakra is responsible for survival, grounding, stability, security, and is closely related to the root of a tree, function-wise. In fact, when we picture connecting with the ground, we have that image starting at the base of our pelvis and reaching through our legs and deep into the ground, like tree roots. Our connection with Mother Earth, right? Connecting that red, the red with the earth, because the first emanation of light was that Adam Kadmon. So here you go from a human to a man with a physical body, thanks to Typhon, thanks to the serpent, the sperm. Typhon exists in the tarot on the number 10 card, the Wheel of Fortune. He's one of the creatures that's hanging around the wheel. But he used to be on the number 15 card, the devil. He's been replaced by the devil. They look a lot alike. Typhon looks like that little red devil that's on the ham container. And the devil now looks like Baphomet. But, you know, in your mind they're the same. Aleister Crowley said the gods overlap. Remember, Jesus said, you are like your father, the devil, or Typhon. Biology acknowledges this remnant of reptilian brain within us in the limbic system. That's why the limbic system has the nickname, the reptilian brain. It's in control of our appetite and our desires. Are you wanting to eat the fruit off that tree? It looks good, doesn't it? I bet it tastes good. And I heard it's beneficial for knowledge. I want to try it. Or maybe not. The gods overlap and our stories overlap. Our mythology overlaps. Seth is known in Egyptian myth as the brother of Osiris. He's also known as the murderer of Osiris. He cut him into 14 different pieces and hid them all around the land. He actually had to do it twice. Lawrence Gardner, a royal genealogist, I don't know, I haven't checked his credentials, it's just what I've heard. He has associated Osiris with Cain. So again, we have that Cain and Abel, Cain and Seth connection here. This time, you can read Lawrence Gardner books for that stuff. But in that biblical story, Cain slays Abel. And if you look at just how that affected the worldview, you see that Abel was nomadic. He went with his herds. Wherever they went, that's where he was going. I mean, we're staying around here, but I'm not telling them they can't go around that tree. They don't have a First Amendment zone. They can go wherever the fuck they want. And Cain was like, oh, no, you can't. No. I'm going to put a stop to that. This land is my land. That land is your land. Y'all can't come here. And Abel was like, you can't stop me. And Cain said, if I slay you now, who will demand an account for your blood? He didn't realize that God would. But he was right that no man could. So, yeah. Then Cain had to live with that. But we, symbolically, that was the end of that nomadic lifestyle. And now we're going to stay put. And then Seth comes along, Sethonian Gnosticism comes along, and suddenly everybody wants to be a scribe. And we're all going to school, and everyone wants a sit-down job, and our farms and our ranches have been replaced with office buildings and data centers. And all you can think about is sex. Isn't it funny how sex and Set are just one letter off? And in Hebrew, the last letter of the alphabet is Tav. It's a cross. In ancient Hebrew, it was written like that. Set, sex. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, just something to think about. Peace out.